Some comedians very often use borderline jokes, taboo subjects, or blue material. Is that a sign of the times, John, or is it a calculated technique to loosen up the audience?
Well, Larry, I think we have to draw a definition as what is off-color, what is blue, and what is out-and-out dirty. And then I think, again, we have to take into account who is doing it and how it's told. This, again, becomes a degree of shading. I do nightclub stuff. I don't do anything in the nightclub that I wouldn't do in front of my own kids. And yet some of it might be determined risque. Well, risque is a long way from being dirty. Depends what you mean by blue. And I think more often it depends in the way in which it is said and the way in which it is delivered. There are some fellows who can do a line and it comes out dirty. It sounds bad. It is said in an attitude of, you know what they're trying to say. Somebody else, like a Joey Lewis, can come out and do a line that somebody else couldn't touch with a fork and get a laugh with it because of the manner in which he has said it, his attitude in which he said it. It's a kidding on the square. That, to me, is more important than the material. I know a lot of guys who deal in dirty material are constantly going to homosexual jokes. They don't have the material. So they're going for the easy jokes that they think will get laughs, and they'll get laughs in a certain group. But I've always gone by a rule of thumb myself. I will throw any joke out that I think is going to cost me at the end of the show. I think it's bad to do a joke. If I have any feeling about a joke that it may offend, I'll throw it out. Any joke's expendable. No joke is important enough or big enough that it can hurt something else I may do. It's awful for people to go out at the end of a performance and say, he was funny, but Jesus, I wish he wouldn't have been so dirty. That's bad. You're only hurting yourself by doing it. So when it comes to blue material...
You've been accused of that, and I don't buy that at all.
I've been accused of it on this show.
Yes.
But again, comedy is relative. The word pregnant may offend some people. The word naked.
Will Rogers once said that comedy can be a dangerous weapon. Ridicule can sway people. Have you ever done material in the hope of swaying public opinion on a particular subject?
No, because I don't think that unless you are a... Well, Will Rogers was somewhat different. He was mainly even a writer in those days, and he didn't have the forum that they have nowadays. I don't do it because, I'll do jokes against people. I mean, I'll, as they say, stick pins in pomposity, which people like, but never at the expense of being cruel. But I think you can ridicule. I think the greatest ridicule line that was ever said in politics was they said about Thomas Dewey. He looks like he fell off a wedding cake, which was a devastating remark to say about somebody. That kind of a line is a very funny line. It's a ridicule, but it's very funny. But I don't consciously go out to ridicule, because the ridicule is not humor. You can poke fun, you can give somebody a little bit of a zinger, but again, it depends on the attitude in which you do it. It's always an attitude. Will Rogers got away with a lot because he was a likable man again. He's a likable man. Bob Newhart is very likable, and he gets away with a lot of things because Bob's a likable guy, and he does some real zinging things. So then, it comes down to the manner in which it's said, the context in which it's said at the time, and who says it.